What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Game Brigade. My name is Brian, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Everdell Oversized Cards. And my question was, are these worth it? I have the Everdell Complete Collection. I have Far Shore. Everdell and their system is one of my favorite games. I think it's an extremely cute but well-made engine building game where you're trying to build up your little village that you're designing and be as efficient as you can with the limited resources you have possible. The oversized cards are something new. They claim on the back that these are going to enhance your Everdell experience with these oversized cards, featuring larger text as well as extended art, and allow you to enjoy the Everdell game in all its glory. So I've got two. This one is for the Collector's Edition, and this one says for all Everdell expansions. We're gonna open them both, because I'm curious, is it worth it? So let's find out, and let's see what we got. Let's start with the Collector's Edition. So we're gonna take a look here. Now this is from Tabletop Tycoon and Starling Games, is who makes Everdell. And I've always been a big fan of Everdell. Like I've already mentioned that around. There's an interesting theory that comes around with Everdell sometimes, is that once you get the complete collection, it's hard to play because it's so daunting. But what do we got here? We have Journey. So let's go ahead and use this close-up camera that I have to kind of feature what we have going on here. So Journey, must discard. So are these, oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely are much nicer prints. A little bit of lost space down here on the extra. You got the legends, main deck. And these probably can cover up some of the spaces. Okay, Haven. And this is the journey that you can go on at the end of the season. So those are pretty sweet. What else do we have here? So these are the normal cards. So this is where we're actually going to find out what this looks like. And I have a regular Everdell card here to kind of showcase the differences, so you guys can see for yourself the size difference, because it might be hard to extrapolate the size from this video. So right here is a normal Everdell card. This is from Far Shore. It is sleeved, but you can see that as a normal size card. And here is what a oversized kind of tarot size card would look like. Yeah, so the point of this is to make the iconography a little bit better. You also get way more showcasing for the art. And I do think Everdell's art is one of the main reasons you would want to get something like this, because its art is so nice. You've got the location for placing a critter if you want. So yeah, and then I think this is pretty cool. I mean, you still get the exact same amount of information on a regular card as you do a tarot size card, but I wanted to showcase that difference. So now let's take a look at some of these cards and take a look at some of the art that we have available. So you have the Shopkeeper, Teacher, Undertaker, the Wanderer. I do like the big arts. I think that's going to be nice. This is definitely going to take up some extra table space, though, because when we're playing, let me give you an example. When you're playing the game, you're going to have things like this in a row, and I usually do 5 wide and then 3 deep. On average is kind of what I aim for when I'm playing. So you're definitely going to have a lot more table space taken up by these cards. So that's something you're going to have to kind of consider if this is worth it for you. So let's take a look here. The Woodcarver. I definitely really like these cards. And this will be a good idea for someone who is, this video is kind of intended if you're someone who's looking to add this to your collection, or if you want to make sure you got everything or know how everything looks. That's kind of what the idea of this video would be. Okay, so you got some stuff there. So these are all the base game cards. Basically everything you would find for the base game in the Collector's Edition. You got those farms, general store. I mean, I do like the bigger art. They're definitely, it's kind of hard to appreciate the bigger art because the art's the same, but it is definitely, you know, you can see more detail for sure. The monastery, the palace, the post office. Okay, so these are good to go. I do like what we have here, the university. Okay, so let's take a look at what else we have in this box. Now this box specifically, which one did I open up? Was the collector's edition one? Yeah. We have one more wrapper to go. There's some of these cards are some of my favorites. See if I can find one of the ones I really, really like. Foresight. I like this one a lot. I think she's really cute. Rugwort. Yep. I like that guy. Barge Toad. Chip Sweep. I think Chip Sweep's one of the best, and I actually like his ability. I like him a lot. Doctor's pretty good. I usually go with like the Judge and stuff like that. Historian. This is a good card. Innkeeper, the Judge, yeah. When you play a critter or construction, you may replace one fruit with another fruit. I really like this Judge. The King is really good as well. So the card art there a little more, since we're showcasing the card art here. The Minimal Monk. Yeah, this is great. The Queen. This is a really good card as well. The Ranger. Look how good he looks. The Shepherd. And another shopkeeper. So the shopkeeper rounds out in the back on the other side of the deck. So yeah, that's the collector's edition. There's a little bit more stuff left in this box. You also have a bunch of, like, this is like intended to be if you wanted to, you can use this as a storage device with sleeved cards. It has, if you look on the box, it says draw and discard, so you can utilize this box if you'd like. And they even made the mini cards bigger, standard size cards. So I think that's actually really kind of interesting. So you can kind of see that the mini size scoring cards, and you can see the backs there kind of match with the locations they will be in. That's kind of cool. So that is the collector's edition of the Everdell Oversized Cards. And we're now going to take a look real quick at the expansion version, just to kind of give you guys an idea what the expansion one like, and go from there. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the Everdell Oversized Cards for all the expansion content. So this will have a bunch of stuff for us to look at. But again, this is only needed if you have the expansion content and you are also looking for kind of a different feel for your game. And then at the end of the video, I'll kind of go over my final thoughts in regards of what I think. So again, we have the smaller cards. So these are all the small size American standard size cards. They've been made into American normal playing card size. So these are pretty good. I mean, I like, you have way better text, way bigger text for visibility's sake. I like that a lot. Let's move this camera a little bit. So it makes things easier to read. Definitely reusing some of the art that we've already seen. That's expected when you have so many cards and so much art to use. But yeah, okay, so let's go down here. These are more of those scoring cards we talked about and whatnot. Location cards as well. Yep, location cards and the scoring cards here. Yeah, so they definitely redo all those cards. We have some more here for more expansion content. So you can take a look at that so you can see kind of what you're looking for here. Lightning storms. Every construction unit costs 1 additional to play. Heavy rain. Tornado. Yep. I wonder, has anyone ever played Everdell with all the expansions? I was told when I got into Everdell that I should just play with 1 or 2 at a time, because I don't know why, actually. That's just what kind of was recommended to me. And I've never broken that rule. I've always played with 1, usually 1 expansion or 2. I think we've done 2 like a few times. But has anyone ever done all of them just to see what it's like and does it work? I'm really curious. So here's some dividers if you want to divide your cards. So you have everything organized between each of the expansions: Pearlbrook, Spirecrest, Belfair. Pearlbrook is probably the one I've played the most of, and then Spirecrest, But definitely good to have those dividers. I'm actually going to keep them out. And then you should have some additional dividers here for the oversized cards as well. So New Leaf, Pearlbrook. See, look, I moved the camera and then I'm not even utilizing the movement. Spirecrest, Corrin, Evertail, through every season. Yeah, so you have these bigger dividers. I really like the quality. They're pretty thick. They feel good. So that's good. And then we have a bunch more of these. Now, some of this stuff is from the expansions from the last crowdfunding campaign that I have not played. So I won't be able to tell you anything about those. But I'm not really telling you anything about the cards. Right now we're just looking at the art. We're not trying to explain the game and explain what these cards do. I'm just showcasing what they are in case you want to pick them up for yourself. Okay, so these are some of these expansion content cards. Now I actually like these art. These are really cool. These kind of stained glass windows kind of thing going on here. More cards you put in the deck, base cards. I like this. That's a really good art too. Everdell just has such a charm to it that it's so, I don't know, man. I just think the way Everdell, the world of Everdell is such a welcoming world. And I think they've done a very good job with it. So, Terry Hare, more farms. Ooh, they have different types of farms. You have like a spring farm, like a late autumn farm, or this is actually later. You got a winter farm, a spring farm. I think that's kind of cool. A raining farm. And they're different abilities too. I was not aware of these ones. Huh. I'll have to look into that. So this is one of the expansions I haven't played, the one with the spider, so I don't know necessarily what these cards do. But I definitely think having bigger art is not bad in terms of seeing things. You know, these are definitely very big cards though. And these would be normal American playing cards instead of these tarot side cards with the actual base game or the game that comes in the box. Okay, and then we got some more cards here from the Nightweaver stuff. And more of that stuff. We haven't, but there you go. You can kind of see some of the text size, some of the difference in the text size. Let's go ahead and again go to a standard card to kind of see the difference there. To see if maybe that helps make it easier for you to read or not. And that comes to all of those. And then, yeah. So I don't think we need to go through all of this stuff. I think this was a good enough showcase to talk about them. So let's go through my final thoughts. What do I think about these cards? Is this something that I'd recommend picking up? Again, this also has the same draw discard section as the other one did. If you would like to use that to help keep everything kind of organized, because you could have a lot of decks stacked on top of each other, right? But anyways, is it worth it? I think, of course, this comes down to an individual perspective of what is it worth it for you in terms of the cost of upgrading your current Everdell collection to adding these types of cards to it. I do think you should really consider the amount of players that you have when you play Everdell on a regular given basis, because these cards are going to take up a lot more space, especially in the market row, and then of course where you're playing on the table itself when you're building out your things. They're going to take up a lot more room, so that's something to be aware of. The other thing is, if you notice, I sleeve all of my cards, and having your cards sleeved is great. I think it helps shuffle and keeps the longevity of your game. Tarot size cards are, the sleeves for them are a little bit more expensive, and you don't get as many in a pack comparatively to a normal size card, and they're not as abundantly available around as you could just get like a Sleeve Kings or something for your sleeves. So those are things to consider. Overall though, I won't be able to really know, honestly, until I play the game with these and feel the difference with them. I like the size. I've always liked tarot size cards in general. I think they're kind of a unique card, and so they're fun to have. I'm definitely a little bit concerned, though, in terms of the overall table space. The storage solution, I need to pull out my Everdell Complete Collection big box. I want to see how the store sleeve or unsleeve. Those are some of the important factors that will also go in towards this overall decision making on these cards. But my question would be for you guys, what do you think? Is this something that you would be considered picking up? Is it something that you think would enhance or detract from your gameplay? Let me know in the comment section down below. My name is Brian, and I will talk to you very soon.